Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Tesla report for Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture of 417.19 rising weekly, also on the daily chart. I can show that here at 417.44. Not going to see that today, of course, but this is the big picture. We're talking aggressively buying any downward retracements into that 417.19 region, which is still considered a buy opportunity well into the first quarter, above which we're still expecting the 530.55 6-year channel top over the next, well, I call it a 2 to 3 month target, but we've already come, we're probably 80%, maybe that's a stretch, 70% of the way to reaching it. We've pushed through the 488.53 December high, and we've even closed above it. This is the daily chart here. Once, I think, maybe twice by a hair. And, we're just sort of done with the high settlement. It is really 488.53. We can continue pushing through it. The question is whether we close above it comfortably. And if so, then we're seeing upward continuation, which we're expecting anyway. In fact, I'm going to stay on this chart and just say that for the next week or so, downward retracement to the 458.47 1-month channel bottom should be considered a buy opportunity through next week. And in fact, we do maintain a 3 to 5 week objective at 530.55 above 458.47. The question is whether we might test 458.47, and the answer to that is yes on Friday if we close today below 472.13. 472.13 is a solid level, both for day trading and a 3 to 5 day swing trade to the upside. It could actually, prevent, if you will, a test of 458.47. We can round up to new highs from here at 472.13. It is in reach today, perhaps. I don't say that I expect it, but holding below 488.53, this previous all-time high, will keep 472.13 in reach today, where once again we can bottom out not only for the day, but even well into next week and round up to new highs from here. Closing below 472.13 does set up 458.47 on Friday, where we can bottom out through next week and from here round up again aggressively into the 530s long-term resistance within about 3 to 5 weeks or sooner of testing 458.47. That 530.55 6-year channel top, well suited to contain buying through the first quarter, possibly well into 26.
If you're looking for your daily NVIDIA analysis, you can now find it at wickedstocks.com, where it's part of a full suite of daily analysis videos, including the Daily Spy Report and Daily Triple Q Report. Sign up now and get immediate access so you don't miss a single day.
I do want to mention that pretty much covers the upside. Let's cover the, let's just take a quick break. I want to talk about NVIDIA just for a second. I know some of you have watched NVIDIA for years on our free YouTube channel, and you know that a few weeks ago we rolled it into our wickedstocks.com subscription. We now offer a 2-week free trial, and so I'm just throwing this, I suppose this is a teaser, right? Daily NVIDIA chart showing a buy signal. This is a significant buy signal for NVIDIA as we move through January, and we have Fibonacci levels, former channel bottoms that we'll be following on a day-by-day basis. But just a reminder that if you do take advantage of our 2-week free trial, you'll have 2 weeks of this coming into this buy signal. And a lot of upside ground can be covered now over the next 2 weeks, provided we continue holding above this structure. The structure was, by the way, considered a 3 to 5 day objective just a few days ago when we closed above this channel top, and that worked out nicely as well. So if you miss your NVIDIA analysis, come over to wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 2-week, 14-day free trial. You also get daily Triple Q and SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock, etc. Let's jump to the downside here, and that is to say that if over the next week or two we were to close below 458.47 or this rising channel bottom, we would have a 1 to 2 week sell signal down to 417.44, which is the same formation on the daily chart that we find on the weekly chart at 417.19, well suited to contain selling through the first quarter. And I don't think I'm going to cover any more downside than that. I will say, once again, if we close comfortably above 488.53. What is comfortably? You could throw in a 1% margin by adding 4.88 to 488.53. That would be the extreme. You could use, in my opinion, yesterday's high of 491.97. If we close above, Tuesday's high of 491.97. That in itself is a buy signal. This 520.94 rising channel top converges with 530.55 over the next week, and I would call that a 1 to 2 week target if we close today above 491.97. We also have along the way this rising trend line at 512.25. That's in the event things get crazy to the upside today, which I don't see. I'm not expecting this, but if we did test 512.25, it can contain daily highs. This is not significant. It grows in significance as it converges over the next week with 520.94. You can see this whole area over the next week and a half converges. Steeply rising trend line, rising 8-month channel top, and of course the rising 6-year channel top at 530.55. They will all converge in the next week and a half or so, and does offer a long-term ceiling of resistance able to contain buying through the first quarter, possibly all of 26. Is there anything else to say? I don't think so. I am going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of that 14-day free trial, and we will be back Friday with Friday's Tesla. Have a great holiday. We'll talk soon.